So all week long, of course, the week leading up to Christmas being on Sunday, Joe and I kind of wanted to just talk. You know, we give each other a hard time once in a while. And today we're kicking it off with our top 5 Christmas movie lists. Now, ours do differ a little bit.
Quite a bit.
Here. We're going to start with mine. Let's start with number 5.
Number 5.
Number 5.
There it is. There it is.
I went with the Polar Express. So I really was in between the Polar Express and Elf. I do love Elf, but it did not make my top 5. I went with the Polar Express partly just because of that Christmas magic that I love with the Polar Express. And it's just one of those movies that kind of reminds me of my childhood. And
there you go.
Yeah, so that was the reason that I went with the Polar Express for that one. You always think, can you hear the bell? It's always the biggest thing.
But did Elf make the cut?
For me? No. Elf is not on my top 5.
No Elf on the list. Let's see what's up next here. We'll play forward. Jess's number 4 favorite Christmas movie
is The Night Before.
I don't know if I've seen this.
I think you would like it. It's hilarious. Basically, long story short, I won't go into too much detail. If you have not seen it yet, it is really funny. So there's 3 best friends. They started doing their Christmas Eve tradition, just kind of going out. They do karaoke. They just kind of hit the town for the night, and they've done it ever since one of the guys' parents had passed right before Christmas. It was just kind of their way of spending some extra time together. And in the movie, they've always wanted to go to this party, the Nutcracker Ball, but you have to have a ticket to get in.
There's the plot.
They finally get these tickets, let's say, and this year is going to be the last year because everything's changing. One guy's in the NBA, one guy has a kid on the way, and it just kind of all revolves around that, but it is absolutely hilarious.
The Night Before.
The Night Before. It is so funny. Seth Rogen is in it, and it's just hilarious.
Take your word for it. Never even heard of it, but we'll give it a go.
Yeah, I think you'll like it. It's a good one. Number 3. Christmas Vacation.
I mean, does this even need an explanation?
It doesn't.
Maybe we'll save this one because I think it appears later.
I think it will.
A little more talk
we'll wait to talk about Christmas Vacation.
Yeah, it's going to be making a return. In fact, I think this is the only one that appeared on both of our lists.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Well, my second one, this is also just, you know, little Jess. Very nostalgic for me. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and the Island of Misfit Toys.
A little long there to get on the graphic.
I know. So just Rudolph is good.
Yeah.
But I watched this so much growing up. It was an incredible movie. I still watch it today. And, you know, just it makes you smile. I love it. I know all the songs. And, yeah, just a good animated Christmas movie.
One of those classics. Like true classics.
Yeah, can't go wrong there.
That people enjoy. And drum roll.
I've talked about this a bunch, though. People might already know.
Number 1. I actually turned this movie off this weekend.
Oh, well. All right.
Sorry.
You don't have to apologize to me. This is my top 5
I really
list.
tried. I've seen it before. I really tried this weekend. And
well, I have something to say about something on your list. So that's all good.
You've seen my list?
As you were making it, it was kind of up in the newsroom a little bit, so I did see a few of them. But A Christmas Story, yes, is my favorite Christmas movie. Just, again, always watched it growing up. You'll shoot your eye out, kid, the classic line, the tongue getting stuck to the pole. I mean, there's so many good ones. You got the leg lamp. I mean, I could keep going on and on.
Yeah, I was watching it, and I just kind of, I don't know. It's just like, I've seen it before. It didn't have the staying power that the movies on my list had for me. But everyone's different.
Everyone is different, and I will talk about one of yours here in a bit. But let's get to Joe's top 5.
Let's do it here. And Ty, of course, let us know how we're doing on time. If we're going a little long, let's speed things up for you. How the Grinch Stole Christmas. This is the Jim Carrey sort of real-life look into Whoville that scared me as a kid a little bit. And looking back on it, like you said, there's a more family-like nostalgia to it. I remember watching it with my mom and my sister, and it's just one that became a bit of a classic for us at home.
Yeah, and Jim Carrey, great actor in this one. I think they did such a great job with this.
No doubt about it. And it's a happy ending. There's a happy ending to it. So it's all good. After kind of a rough start, a scary start. Number 4, this is my movie, Deck the Halls.
All right, so I actually just saw this for the first time 2 Fridays ago.
What'd you think?
It was okay. I mean, I did like the concept of it, but it wasn't Like, would I sit down and watch it again? I guess I would if it was on, but it's not something I would be like, oh, deck the halls. But again, this is just me, personal preference.
I think it's hilarious.
Oh, it's funny. It is funny. I'll give you that.
My dad and I, and it started with my dad, of course, when we were kids, but we put up a lot of Christmas lights. Never really had a neighbor to compete with. So when the plot of the movie is one neighbor, Matthew Broderick's character, has always put up so many Christmas lights, now Danny DeVito comes into town and wants to have his house seen from space. It's a plot that my dad and I connected on, and we really enjoyed it. So that's my number 4. Number 3, this is one that there's a little emotional connection to.
Yes.
You know, Scott Calvin.
I did think about this one, too.
Tim Allen. What a movie. What a movie. I think that one really doesn't need much of an explanation.
No, because it just is, it warms your heart, you know?
It warms your heart. It's a good movie.
It is.
It's a good movie. I like the original the best.
I do agree.
We'll keep rolling here. I know we're getting a little bit of the call here, so we got to keep rolling through. Home Alone, arguably the number 1 on my list.
So this is actually it for me. It doesn't really do much. I'm sorry. I know this is such an unpopular
The Wet
opinion.
Bandits?
I don't know, like, it's fine, but...
Wow. A lovely cheese pizza just for me?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My husband really loves Home Alone, too. And again, I'll watch it,
Wow. Soundtrack by itself puts it in the top 5
something that I'm like,
for me.
ooh, I really want to watch Home Alone.
Oh, man.
I know. I'm
Really?
really sorry. Yeah. It's kind of always been that way, though.
Well, then drum roll, please.
You're
You're referencing a scene from the movie, of course, Christmas Vacation. My number 1, no question about it. I mean, does it get any better than that? It's hilarious. Hilarious.
So funny. I watch it so many times
And
throughout the season now.
Stood the test of multiple years now. I think it's hands down my number 1, no question.
Yeah. I was going to put it as number 2, but then, Rudolph kind of snuck in. But
Well, there you go.
yeah. Well, still ahead, we are celebrating some birthdays in Central Illinois. Stick with us to find out who's blowing out the candles today.